Welcome to Dead Spot Podcast, episode 7. Got my boy Reg with me today. Sorry, been out of commission for a minute. I had the COVID, so I've been gone for a minute, but we back, we getting it going. Today on this episode, we're gonna be talking about the finals, just kind of giving an overview of what we see from some of the top players there. We're gonna be talking off-season moves from certain teams. We're gonna be talking a little bit about the draft and just all around hoop. We're just gonna kind of get into it. So let's start it off, man. Reg, what's
Yeah,
up?
what's up with you?
So we here, man. So the finals, man. Like first reaction, where we at with it? What's the initial thing you thinking?
First reaction from the finals,
Yeah,
Giannis proved the world wrong.
man. Let's talk.
that's my first reaction from the finals. He did it with a Middleton, Drew Holiday, both really inconsistent players. They just show up when they have to.
Right.
Brook Lopez over the hill. You know what I mean? Like with a team like that, we all thought Giannis should lead the Bucks.
Right.
And he proved us all wrong. You know what I mean? So that's definitely my first reaction for sure.
Yeah, and I gotta agree. Like when you think about it, like what he didn't prove, what he didn't accomplish, it's only right to say he's the best player in the world right now.
Right. And these last 3 years, what has he won one? Has he won one or two defensive player of the years in these last 3 years?
He got one. So he got one.
He got one.
Two MVPs.
So 2 MVPs, one defensive player of the year, finals MVP. Man, you can't hate on that man right now.
And the thing is, I looked it up. He the most accomplished 26-year-old ever.
Ever. I've seen that.
When you look at Magic, I know he had the ring and finals MVP, but he didn't win his first MVP, so I think he was like 27, 28.
Right.
I didn't have a ring. Jordan didn't have a ring. They had the MVPs, and Jordan even had the player of the year, but they didn't have the ring yet. It took him a little bit longer. So for him to do all of that, come on, man. Like, you got to give it up.
Yeah, for real. For real.
And another thing I really think that get overlooked is players like, and this your boy, it's KD fault the reason people don't like Giannis.
Right.
We didn't got spoiled with this 7-foot shooter, whatever he is, unicorn.
So unicorn, basically, yo.
So you look at Giannis and he's similar body type, so you think he's supposed to be on the perimeter. He really is a Shaq. Big man.
Yeah.
He dominant, like he just got a little bit more pizzazz on it because it's 2021 and that's what people do now. But he's not a KD
at all.
So it's like people got to stop. Oh, he don't shoot. Who cares? Like if you could go for 50,
him not shooting won him a ring.
Hey, it worked.
It worked.
That's all. When Shaq was doing the same thing in the early 2000s, we were saying he was the most dominant.
Right.
Giannis is on that type of pace right now.
So Giannis really might be the most dominant in the game right now.
He is.
He is.
Like the thing is, but I mean, when you look at it, like I think another big part of it too was I think Phoenix had a horrible like game plan.
They did.
I was saying the whole series, like Aiden is really your only rim protection.
Right.
Why is he guarding Giannis? They should have had like Jay Crowder or Tony Craig. Nobody can stay in front of him. So put one of them and let Aiden be your help.
Right.
Like Semi built the wall. Why are you putting him out here on the island? And he young, he giving up baseline just every.
That boy Aiden was getting abused the whole series.
And it's like, coach, you gotta understand, this is a young star. So it's
like 22, I want to say.
If that.
Yeah, if that.
Now. So it's like you can't just let him be getting ate up and think his confidence not gonna go.
Oh yeah, that's facts.
You gotta let him be in position like he was playing against Denver, where he was helping, he was blocking shots, he was making game-winning dunks. Oh, it's lit when you're doing all of that at 22. But when this dude dunking on you every play and he yelling in your ear and the crowd going crazy, you gonna shrivel up.
Mm-hmm.
Like they didn't put him in a good position, I feel like.
And another thing is, I feel like with Phoenix, their game plan was like just get a ball to Booker and let him work.
Right.
And, to an extent, that's Booker's first playoffs. They was running a lot of ISO ball in that series.
Definitely.
So definitely in the playoffs, you know, if all you got to do is really crowd up on this ISO player, it's not gonna work no more.
Right.
So I was like, you know, Jay Crowder need to help out a little more. CP3, he had like 3 good games to me, but he was even some games like he'd have 20 points, but he'd be off like 15 shots.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't work. Like, and Ayton was a no-show through the whole series. So like from there, it's like it's basically Booker versus everybody. That ain't gonna work against a defensive-minded team like Milwaukee.
And the thing is, a lot of that got to go, and I hate to say it, man. I've been rocking with them all playoffs. I bet you feel me tweeting about them. A lot of this is on CP3, man. Like,
yeah, it is. Sure.
It is what it is. Like, the guy, he choked, bro. Like, it was Booker went for 40 back-to-back games up 2-0.
2-0.
He the first player to ever go for back-to-back 40 and lose both games. Chris Paul, bro, you're the point guy, bro. You got this on a yo-yo. Why are you turning the ball over? Just like he was forgetting how to dribble at moment.
Yeah.
It was like the moment got too big for him. And it's like, I noticed your first finals, but it's like, bro, this was your shot.
This was your shot.
And it's like, the thing is, I really like the way they built. Like, I think that they add a few more pieces. They could kind of probably compete a little bit next year, but it was right there for them.
It was there for him. But like you said, like, I feel like this offseason should be, you know, first things first, you re-sign CP3, but then you add vets to the team. Because I really started looking up and down their roster.
Yeah.
They don't really got too many vets.
They
young. So, you know, you already got the finals experience. Now bring in some OGs that could just mold it. You know what I mean? And then from that point, I feel like they're gonna be right.
They need some veteran bigs because Ayton, he got a lot. It's a lot there, but you could tell he still got some ways to go. They need to bring in.
Yeah, they need to put somebody behind him.
Yeah,
because they was relying on like Frank Kaminsky.
Yeah, and Saric.
And Dario Saric.
That's not gonna cut it.
That's not gonna cut it.
Not at that level.
Not at that level. No, not at all.
And then you know, I got to say this too. You know, this is a spot, so I got to be unbiased. You know, Chris Middleton, I got to give it to him. I be hating on Chris Middleton. I ain't gonna lie. I just do not. He's so inconsistent to me. But he did what he needed to do. Bro. He hit big shots.
Right.
He did, like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to give respect where respect due. And he did what he needed to do. And Jrue Holiday, bro, even though he inconsistent, he the best perimeter defender in the league, bro. He
makes up for it on the defense every time.
Like the way he played defense and the way he used his hands and the way he slide his feet. Like, I got 2 sons. That's literally like, we need to watch that, sit down and study that. Like,
right.
That's, if you a defender, like, that's a beautiful defense what he be doing, bro.
I want to say it was game 2. I seen like Ayton going up for a dunk, and Jrue Holiday chased his ass down.
He ain't playing.
From that point on, I said you got to give it to him.
He up there.
You got to give it to him. He first team All NBA defense 2 of the last 3 years. I said, yeah, you got to give it to him without a doubt.
And when I had said that on my first podcast that he was all first defense, people was all in my DMs and all, bro, I don't know about Jrue, bro. You got to really watch the game. If you talk about you not one of them top defenders, you playing.
Yeah, for real.
He up, and it's like he ain't gonna give you 20 every night. You know what I'm saying? He might give you 20 every other night. But you see the difference in, he had Chris Paul in a
blender.
Off nothing. And even D-Book, like when Jrue Holiday was on Book, them numbers went way down. I think he was in the 30s. Like he cooking against everybody else. But when Jrue got on him, it was night. So it's like, and as good of a defender as Giannis is, and Giannis is the superstar, but it's like Jrue, man, like that perimeter defense is.
I feel like Jrue changed that whole dynamic of that team. Because Eric Bledsoe wasn't doing none of that. He wasn't doing. Of course, you still got Middleton, but Middleton was still inconsistent. He still is inconsistent to me.
Right.
He just showed up in the finals.
Yeah.
But when you get a real defender like Drew, you know one of their top options is done.
Definitely.
Like, you know what I mean? So
and it's like every game
though.
he taking somebody out.
I want to say it was like game 3 during the like when they got their first win.
Yeah.
And like I want to say it was like Jalen Rose or somebody asked him about the matchup between him and CP3. He said one of us gonna get tired.
Right.
So from there, I said, yeah, he's locked in for sure.
Yeah. He's ready. He wanted that.
He wanted that.
He wanted that. Like, and the thing is, bro, like, I mean, I feel like they got some work to do if they want to try to get back. Like,
yeah, they do. They do.
I feel like Giannis, like he already was like, we might not win no more, but we got this one. I feel like he already kind of in his head know what's out there.
What's out there? Yeah, he do.
So they need some more. They need more scoring. I think they need more perimeter scoring. They was talking
about
they
do.
Will off the bench. That'd be a cool little piece, but they need more wing, bro. Like, at least 1 or 2 more scorers that could come in and give you a consistent 15 to 18.
Yeah, they just need exactly. They just need another scoring punch. I can't really think of nobody right now who will just fit in there.
Yeah.
But they definitely DeRozan.
Yeah.
If you could work something for DeRozan, I'd try to get DeRozan.
Because you got shooters, because Middleton can shoot. Connaughton, he played his ass off. So I mean he got so it's like you could bring a DeRozan in and he's consistent. People could talk what they want to talk about DeRozan. You can look up the numbers.
Yeah, he's consistent for sure.
The only players showed us that the other day. The only players since 2010 that have scored 1,000 points in every season: LeBron, Russ, and DeRozan.
Yeah, you can't knock that.
He getting his points, like you know what I'm saying. He gonna be around. So like that would be a good, and he willing to play. He already told on Shannon Sharp he willing to play whatever role to get a ring.
Right.
And he will take less money.
Yeah.
So it's like work him in, and then obviously PJ Tucker, that was huge, bro. People be sleeping.
Yeah, that was huge.
They sleep on his role because, like he said in the press, like he bring that dog out you.
Yes, he do.
He gonna make you. He just bring that vet. That's what we talking about. The Suns need a little bit more of that, like somebody like him. Like if they can find a way to steal him, you know what I'm saying? Or like if he hit the market, he a nice piece.
He a nice piece, and he ain't gonna cost that much.
Yeah.
So it's like, for a young team, you gotta add vets. I look at, like, for example, when the Warriors, when we was young, when we was losing to San Antonio, losing to the Clippers, when we brought in dudes like Iguodala, you know what I mean?
It was over.
It was over. That was like the perfect fit for the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Draymond stepped up. You put D. Lee on the bench. That's another vet. You know what I mean? We got Barbosa. We got like dudes of that nature that's just been around the league 10 plus years, had their ups and downs in the league, and then it just all came together.
Yeah. The Bucks, they saying they trying to get Iggy right now.
That'd be a nice pick. It would.
He talking back to the Warriors. The Lakers want him. Everybody want Iggy.
Everybody want him.
Whoever could get him, he one of the prizes, even though he older.
He's about 37 now, 36, 37. I feel like he ain't gonna sign for too much. You know what I mean? And honestly, he might come back to the Dubs. He already know the system. He got his folks out here. You know what I mean? He might come back. He
loved it, but he was talking to Bridges on Twitter the other day about, man, let's get together this summer.
Right.
So you feel me? Hey, Bridges, when you work it out, get to talking, get to recruiting.
And that'd be a great mind to learn from, Bridges.
For real.
That'd be a great mind to learn from. Perfect, for sure.
That's perfect. He said he's gonna teach him how to run a little point.
Oh yeah.
I like Bridges.
I do. I like Bridges. I liked him at Villanova.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him at Villanova. I mean, he's still young. He got to work on his game a little more, but
yeah,
I definitely like him as a player for sure.
So listen, let's transition a little bit. So this is something I wanted to bring up to you. So look, we just had the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't all the. I mean, we had big names though. You got Giannis, you got CP3. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But it ain't the Brons and the Currys, KDs. Now, the way I look at it, I think this finals was better overall than, like, let's say the two biggest finals that you could probably think of off the top of your head: 16, Golden State versus the Cavs, 3-1 down. Then look at 2013, Heat versus Spurs, when Ray hit the three.
When Ray hit that big shot, yep.
Ray hit the big shot. But if you look over the course of them games, so I was doing the math. So in 2016, the average point margin was 17 points. The first 6 games was all blowouts. And then you had the big game 7 when they was going back and forth. Brian blocked the shot. Kyrie hit you remember.
Yeah,
then
sure.
13, 4 of them games was blowouts. I remember. I was a Heat fan. We won by like 18. We lost by 30.
Right.
We won by 30. And then we lost by 25. It was blowout. And then obviously you got the big game. Ray hit the shot. Probably the biggest shot ever. And then, it was a good game 7. This series, the margin was only 10.8, 10 points per game. And that's including a blowout in game 3. If you take that game 3, the margin was only like 7 points. In 13, the margin was 14 points. So my thing is, just because it wasn't like the big names, or it wasn't just like them key moments, like if you go game by game as like an actual hoop fan, it's like we had good games every game this series.
I would feel like, I feel the same way. It was, you take out game 3, of course, but just overall as a series, I feel like this was one of the best series that we had in a long time.
Wow.
Like, to an extent, because, it's like, okay, 16 was one of the best, 3-1, you know what I mean? But once we got KD, it was over with from that point on.
Right. So that was a good series.
Yeah, and then you rewind it before the Warriors days. Okay, 2013 7-game series, boom, right? But 2014, that's remember when LeBron started cramping,
and they whooped us. They blew us 5,
and they blew us. They blew them, right? Then you go back, you keep going back, right? Heat Thunder,
4-1.
Thunder got 1 game.
It was,
exactly. I know KD, my boy.
Yeah.
Thunder got 1 game. That was not competitive at all.
No. It was cookies.
Before that, okay, I could say 2011 too. I could say 2011 was a good series. The thing is with that, I feel, LeBron choked. Period, point blank. He choked.
And listen, and that'd be part of the Bron hate, because it's like, bro, people sleep on how good D Wade was that series. If you go back and look, Dirk didn't lead the series in scoring. It was D Wade. But that would have been 4 rings with 2 Finals MVP, because he would have got Finals MVP. That's a big difference from 3 rings with 1 Finals MVP and 4 rings with 2 Finals. That's a whole different. I would have a way better argument for D Wade, a lot higher in this all.
Way to be up here a little bit more.
So it's like that'd be killing me. It's like, bro, you could have just gave us a little bit more. And it's like, we was in our prime, we was healthy, we was going, we was up 2-1, we was up in game 4. You had an 8-point finals game.
Yeah.
So like, you telling me, Brian has scored 10 points in 1,000 straight, bro? He got 8 points in the finals. I don't want to.
He had 8 points in the finals game, bro.
Here, so that would hurt me. That and then North Carolina when Villanova hit the 3 at the buzzer.
When he hit that big shot, yeah.
them the 2 worst sporting moments of my fandom career. That still to this day, every year when the tournament come on, the shot finna get played.
Yeah, the highlight always gonna come on for sure.
It just bring back some terrible memories. Them was just because D Wade. I mean, I still got him top 20, but if he had 4 rings with 2 Finals MVP, we talking a little different.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, like, because Kobe got well, Jordan obviously got 6 for 6, but Kobe got 5 rings with 2 Finals MVPs. He'd have been right there with him. He'd have been 1 ring behind him.
He was right on his ass for sure.
Man, so that's why they'd be like, oh, LeBron and Jordan, the only ones that got all their rings and all their Finals MVP. That's because he choked at one of them. If he would have played a little bit better, you feel me? That was D Wade. Oh man, that'd be blowing. But like you said, that's all good point. Like none of them series really got to like was just super competitive the whole way. 11 was
like even you even go back the year before, Lakers, Celtics. They go 7. They go 7, right? You get a couple blowouts in that series, but you remember game 7, Kobe did not have a good game. Mm-mm. But it was a real defensive game. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like for me, just as a basketball fan, I like that type of shit. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see the 120s all day long. Like, you know what I mean? Like I could see a 85-79 game
and be into it.
And it'd be real into it because I know they playing real defense out there.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Like, that's why I respect you as a hoop fan. Like, I feel like we look at sports different from a lot of people. Like, I mean, it's cool to watch people score. Like, people go for, like, Giannis just went for 50. That was dope. But
yeah, it was. But at the same time, like during this series, we had a real defensive game.
Yeah.
And I was like, I love this shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I really feel like this is one of the best series we had because it's really good games. It's like that's how Detroit used to play. People say Detroit was born. Detroit used to clamp up. They in the moments back in 04, 05, they get you there. It get vicious. It get tight.
Yeah.
So it's
for real.
Them type of games is fun. I mean, like, hey, people go off here and there, but I'm not trying to watch it be 130, 135 every game.
Every game. It's cool, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, it's like, who really D'ing up out there?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gonna just let this man drop 50 on you? Like,
exactly. Come on, man. Like, how? Like, he just, like, it's just, I don't know, bro. And then another thing, bro, on the side note about just defense, how do you feel about players now? Like, they don't even try to fight over screens and like everything is switched. Everything is, ain't nobody working to guard their position. Ain't nobody.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you got your certain few that's going to go all out on the defensive end. But for the majority, it's like, I be seeing players like they're supposed to go over the screen when they go under. You know what I mean? And they expecting their teammate to help. Like,
yeah.
You know, we've been watching hoops a long time. Like, I'm used to, man, this is my man, and I'm sticking with him the whole time.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, I don't really like it, but I feel like, you know, like I said, you got your certain few that's still gonna do it, but you know, the game changed. Everybody want to score now.
Right.
That's the whole thing with that for sure.
And that's like that's part of the Steph Curry effect where everybody want to be shooters now and everybody want to. Mm-hmm. And it's like I feel it. That's what sell the people that can score, the people that's making the most money. The defenders, like you said, PJ Tucker and them, they not really making a lot of money.
They ain't really making no money. Nope.
So, like, I feel it, but it's like, I don't know. You got to still try. Like,
yeah, you still got to just try.
Give me something. Like, I don't know, but it's like, it's tough to really do it. I guess because I mean it is a lot, bro. These players is super raw. Like it's hard to stop anybody.
Right.
So I get that. Like it was almost 30 people that averaged 25 or more this season.
Yeah, I seen that.
So it's like it's some bucket getters. So I get
There's some bucket getters out there, you know, in certain, you know, certain players, that's all they can do. Mm-hmm. For example, like a Zach LaVine,
right?
He ain't really no defender, but you know, he's gonna give you 30, at least 25. You know, they don't really got no other scorers out there, but that's what he do. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you look at players like that, though, like for example, exactly, perfect example for what I'm trying to talk about. Since that's mainly what he do, like he ain't even really like. I mean, he getting better at facilitating a little bit here and there, but primarily he's a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hold that against players when you like doing your rankings and like when you starting to look at who go where? Like if him like let's say even a De'Aaron Fox.
Okay.
So De'Aaron Fox averaged 25 and I think 7 this year. So he's scoring, but he also the main facilitator. He also gonna play defense better a lot more than what LaVine gonna give you.
Yeah, for sure.
So would you hold that against him, or was it just because LaVine just a better scorer, you would go with LaVine?
Nah, I wouldn't hold against him. It's just the fact that, well, you know, with De'Aaron Fox, he just in fucking basketball hell right now in Sacramento.
Thanks.
So it's like, you know, him doing that in Sac, I can only imagine what he would do somewhere else. You know what I mean? And with Zach LaVine, like, he giving you buckets in Chicago. He don't really got nobody else to really give him no help. So if you put him somewhere else, like, what would he do? You know what I mean? And how would people look at him if he was on a different team? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like because don't get me wrong, I feel like Zach LaVine is one of the best young talents in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He's just in Chicago. Nobody's talking about Chicago right now. You put him, damn, I don't know where he will fit right now, but so you put him in a different situation. Oh, okay, hold on. You put him in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
If Zach LaVine was in Miami, I guarantee he'll be getting way more love than what he get right now.
So let me ask you this then. If the Bucks last summer, instead of going to get Drew Holiday, went and got a Zach LaVine,
I don't feel they would have won the title.
Okay.
I don't feel they would have won the title because you still would have been going with Eric Bledsoe, and Eric Bledsoe's a liability on the court. You know what I mean? Zach LaVine could give you 30, but he might get scored 30 on too. You know what I mean? So it's going to even out. So, I don't feel like they would have won the title. Nope.
And then you look at somebody like a Drew, even though you might look and say he's not he's not as offensively talented as a Zach LaVine.
Right.
Because that was a conversation I had with one of my partners, and we was at the beginning of the season, we was arguing LaVine versus Drew Holiday.
Right.
And I was on Drew Holiday's side just based off of the overall game of basketball. Like he beat to 30, but he was saying that he thought Zach LaVine was better. And I'm saying, well, I would get a nod to Drew. So by you saying you don't think they would win the ring, like that's tough because like that's how I grade player. Where do you fit into? Okay, like you said, a lot of players in bad situations. But if I put you in a good situation, is you a player that's going to be able to get them over the hump?
Right. And like, okay, with Drew Holiday, all right, the comparison between Drew Holiday and Zach LaVine, right? Zach LaVine could give you 25 a night for sure. But he don't play no defense though. With Drew, at least I know I'm getting at least 15. He's gonna give me like 6 assists, right? But he's also gonna give me like 2 steals, and he might give me a block too.
Right.
I'm with all that. Like I'm taking all that over 25 points and no defense all day long.
Yeah. With the capability to sometimes give you that 25.
And he might give me 25 here and there. You know what I mean?
Every now and then he gonna do you right. But you got, I don't know, like, and that's why I say everybody look at hoop different, like when you be comparing. So like, let me see, it's a good time to transition into let me see if I could pull it up. We got right here, top 20 list. It wouldn't let me put all the numbers, but this is where we at.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see what you think about this. So if we got the first 10, so let's rack them off. Giannis, I think we established that earlier. When he got on most accomplished under 26, and he got the crown right now. I strongly believe if you in the conversation for best player, it's so close right now that if you win the ring, you are now the best player going into the next year. Now, KD, Kawhi, Bron, Steph, they all right there. So like if they do something and get over the hump and they go crazy, we can rediscuss it at the end of last year. Like in 19, I had gave it to Kawhi. He went crazy throughout the playoff. Bron came back the next year, in my opinion, took his spot back. So it's like I give it to you when it's your time. But right now, it's Giannis time. KD,
Yeah.
and I know KD, your boy, he just can't seem to quite get it when it like it just keep missing it. I don't know. It's tough for him. He be right there though. I was before the finals, I had KD probably number one.
Right.
But it's just he can't hold that spot. It just be tough for him.
Right.
And he really the most talented, but he number two. Now, this is where a lot of people was giving me slack today on Twitter was Kawhi versus Bron. I got Kawhi ahead of Bron right now, bro. I just feel like going into next year, Bron going into year 19, he coming off the injury just like Kawhi. I just don't see Bron now, especially with Westbrook. I don't see him really going out and giving his full Bron-like effort for the whole season. So I'm just not big on giving him no slack because he in year 19. We got to judge it how it just judging it fair. So I feel like what Kawhi bring to the table, bro, offense, defense, and what he was doing in the playoffs, bro, averaging 30 on 60% shooting. We can't forget Kawhi was having a hell of a run before he got hurt.
Before he got hurt.
And to be honest, if he don't get hurt, they could have easily won the ring.
If Kawhi don't get hurt, look, I was telling my boy, because we was having our own basketball debates, and he was telling me like who going to the finals between the Clippers and the Suns when they was playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was rocking with the Clippers the whole way. I felt like this was their time to go to the finals.
No, for real.
But Kawhi just had that injury.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Kawhi don't have that injury, we have a 7-game series in the finals for sure.
Yeah, thanks. And it could go either way. Come on, man. Like what Kawhi was doing in PG, he stepped up.
He stepped up. He had to.
Shaky game, but when he needed to, he did what he had to do. He put himself back in that conversation as one of the top wings again. Like he not the playoff P joke. That for me, that's over with. Like he did what he
needed. That's a wrap.
He did what he needed to do. And it's like if Kawhi don't, yeah, I think they're the favorite. If he don't get hurt.
If he don't get hurt, I feel like they go to the finals for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like they got the team, they would have been able to build that wall.
Yeah.
So like and if the way 30 points on 60% shooting, bro, that's from a wing and you getting 28 from PG and Reggie was hooping and Marcus Morris, he good for a big three.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they had pieces. Zubac, I went to the game. They was playing cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just see like they had a lot more confidence than the year before.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, I mean, I don't know what type of injury Kawhi is. You know, I don't know like where he at. But as far as what I was saying, that looked like top 3 player to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, and then even this was tough putting Bron over Steph with the year Steph had. But he didn't make the off. Like that just was that.
Yeah, to an extent, it's that play-in shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm like we used to old basketball. Win your games, and you go to the offs.
Right.
Dubs was 8th seed.
You right.
Like you know what I mean? Like.
But it's like, bro, he lost to Ja and
you lost to Ja. So it's like, I can't. I mean, he didn't. I partially blame that on Draymond.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But hopefully, Steph, we get Klay coming back. Hopefully, the Dubs do something where we get a little bit of help.
Yeah.
And I feel like Steph could move a little bit back up that ladder.
Okay, and that's perfect. Right after we get done with this, we're gonna transition into the draft and talk Warrior off season right after this. So you said so Steph and I got my boy Luka.
Yeah, greatest talent. He's the greatest youngest talent in the league right now. We all know that.
Under 25, it's a lot. It's over.
Huh?
He under 25 is over. Tatum,
yeah. I don't see nobody under 25 compete with him. No, nobody.
Yeah.
All he do is work on his game.
Hey, I seen it in person. I went to the game. I left amazed. I was like, I called my partner. I'm like, hey, bro, listen. I don't care what none of these people doing. In a minute, the league is his.
Yeah.
Like the way he controlled the pace, he had all other 9 players was paying at Luka pace. And he really like he kind of got like some James Harden in him.
To an extent, yeah.
But it's like it's different. I don't know. Like it's like James Harden with some Bron in there, with like a mellow type body. Like it's just like it's
like
going on.
And it just seemed like the game is so slow for him. Like he just could do whatever the fuck he want out there.
Yeah. At any point. It's really
at any point.
Is he gonna make or miss the shot? Because he get to wherever.
Yeah, he gonna get to a spot.
He don't
like, all right, for example, when they came out in the draft, I was like one of the only people really pushing for Luka to go to Phoenix. That was his coach was out there. I felt like him and Book would have meshed instantly. I was really like one of the only people pushing for that, for sure.
If they could have got Luka, and I was sleeping. My boy Dijon was telling me about Luka. I'm like, bro, because it's like, these foreigners where sometimes like they come over and it be all of this hype.
Right.
A lot of them don't really pan out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but he different.
I was watching his highlights. I read up on him. Like he been playing since he was 16. Then I'm like, okay, like you've been playing against grown men since you was a kid. Now let me see your highlights. And I'm like, his game just looks like it's gonna translate in the NBA.
Yeah.
No question. Like, I just feel like, when Aiden and them came out, you know how Aiden was like, oh yeah, me and Book could be the next Kobe and Shaq and blah, 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 this. I'm just like, no way.
I was on board with that. I ain't gonna lie. I was on board with that. I was on board. I was rocking it. I got tweets. I was, young Kobe and Shaq. I was feeling it.
I felt it. Because, don't get me wrong. I'm like, Aiden, it was a need for them, for sure. But I'm like, you got to look at that man, Luka. That was my whole thing.
Yeah. And it's like, looking back, if they would have won the ring, then it would have been like, you can't really,
you can't say nothing. You can't say nothing at all.
And that's why, like with the Jordan and the King, like that's why people don't be tripping, because Houston got 2 rings. So it's like, if he could mess around and get some rings, then it'd be like, all right, whatever.
It'd be a little different.
But if they don't get no rings, they gonna look back and say, oh, this is, because bro, Luka, he got GOAT potential, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like, bro, if you look at the numbers, bro, I'm telling you, I was talking about this on one of my other podcasts. Right now, he averaging 25, 8, and 8. Career. Nobody else was averaging that, but Bron was averaging 25, 7, and 7 3 years in, which is still
right.
Like it's like right there. But he the only person on pace to do what Bron doing. If he can find a way to win, he up there.
The thing I know about Mark Cuban is he gonna spend some money.
Facts.
He gonna spend some money. So he gonna try to build the best team he can around Luka.
Because the thing is, bro, now like with Giannis, because it's like Giannis only 26, so it's like he's still in the conversation for face of the league. That's supposed to be Luka, but now that Giannis got the ring, it's gonna be tough. He gonna have to win now.
Yeah,
because he's more talented than Giannis.
For sure.
Giannis got everything. He got the MVPs. He got all of the accolades. He got the numbers. The man averaged 35 in the finals. I have nothing to say. So
it ain't.
You see where he at? One.
Yeah.
But this is Luka, Mark Cuban. We need to spend Kawhi. Send him back up the Brinks truck.
For real.
Because if they could get Kawhi, they could get a ring.
They could get a ring.
I'm telling
you. I don't knock you on that at all. You add a little shooting to that team, they're gonna get one.
Because man, Luka, it's like, man, it's your league if you could get it. But Giannis fans that I follow, I got the one dude, he a Bucks fan. He'd be like, well, we got to ring that. I can't really. The conversation is over every time he said that.
Hey, 2 MVPs, defensive player in a 3-year span, get a ring, Finals MVP. I ain't got nothing to say to you. You don't have to have a jump shot at that point. To me.
And it's like, bro, that's the way the league worked, bro. Like I was talking to my guy the other day. He a Kobe fan. We didn't give Bron best player in the world until he won the ring.
Right.
He was probably the best player in the world about 2 years before we really gave it to him.
Right.
If we gonna really just be telling the truth.
If we gonna speak facts, to me, honestly, LeBron been the best player in the world since 2008.
Hey, about then is when he took over, for sure.
Yeah.
That was the year he had 07, he went to the finals. He didn't really have a good finals against the Spurs, but he got there, and then he came back, and then it was ugly.
Yeah.
So it's like, but we didn't really, the whole basketball world didn't give it to him until 12.
Right.
So it's like, you got to get that ring to get over the hump, so I can't give it to Luka now. Like,
right.
If I'm just unbiasedly doing it, I want to give it to him. But everybody ahead of him got rings.
Literally everybody, though.
The 5 people, the only people ahead of him, everybody else other than AD, who was number 11 on the list, and I get to that in a minute, everybody else that he ahead of, they don't have rings. If you don't have a ring, I can make an argument that Luka is better than you now.
Mm-hmm.
Even Jokic with the MVP, I can still make the case for Luka. But them rings make it different, and they all got, you know what I'm saying? They just got a lot going on. But if you ain't got no ring, bro, I don't see how I can't put Luka ahead of you no more. It's just that serious.
Man.
Is that, what do you think about AD not being top 10? I got my Jokic 8 and B 9, Harden 10.
I mean, I'm with you. I feel like he in the right spot. Like, if he's not 11, he's 10. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's no further than that. Like, I feel like, you know, okay, New Orleans AD and Lakers AD, 2 different players. New Orleans AD, he's in the top 10 for sure. Yeah. Like, but I mean, AD, I feel like he just changed his game too much, like, just to mess with Bron. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm used to that dominant AD going in the paint, getting you 40 and fucking 20. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that AD, he was unstoppable. But now, like you said, you got Jokic, you got Embiid. You know what I mean? Right now, I'm taking both of them before I take AD.
That's just the facts.
Like, without a doubt. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you like, hey, Embiid, he's gonna get. We know he's gonna give you buckets in Philly.
Hey, Embiid, bro. If Embiid took the game all the way serious, he'd be up close to the top.
I feel like he'd be the next Hakeem. He'd be Hakeem with a jump shot.
Bruh, I literally watched him catch the rebound, offensive rebound, take 3 dribbles backwards, and pull the 3 to tie the game. I said, oh no, what did he just do? This is a 7'2", 7'3", almost 300-pound huge man doing guard. Like,
this is a guard, a 7-foot guard.
No, bro. This what he got going, bro. He really should be way up higher.
Yeah, but we all know that team, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like for Embiid to really shine how he's supposed to, you know, we know he gonna get his buckets. We know that. But I feel like he needs a real playmaker at the 1. Yeah, somebody that's gonna dish it to him in the post.
Yeah.
Somebody that's just gonna let him do his thing. And they gonna do their thing. That's the key to everything. You know what I mean?
And I be wanting to be petty on Twitter, bro, because everybody was telling me I was tripping, talking about it ain't Ben Simmons, this and that. People were saying trade Embiid, it's like trade this there's nothing else in the league like him.
Nothing.
Nobody else in the league can do what he do. The only player that was even doing similar was DeMarcus Cousins, and now he done been through all he done been through. But other than that, nobody else is this. You can find some tall people that can dribble and that got some court vision. People were saying keep Ben and trade Embiid. I've been wanting to bust people out, but I've been keeping it quiet. People get, you know what I'm saying? But Ben, he was supposed to go last year when he still had some trade value.
Yeah.
Now you ought to let him sit up here, and he didn't win in the playoffs and not even wasn't shooting. He was scared to go get the ball.
Yeah.
So it's like,
man, I'm telling you, I watched one game where they was playing the Hawks, right? Somebody, I can't remember who threw the ball in to Ben Simmons in the post. Ben Simmons spent off this player, and the player under him was Trae Young.
And he passed it.
And he passed the ball.
Come on, bro.
From there, I said, I don't want to watch his game no more. You have to go up with that.
Got to. You got to. Bro, I don't know, bro. And the thing is, he's so cocky about like he just, I bring this to the table. This is the NBA and you're a point guard. If you cannot score in today's NBA,
your game not going to translate good at all.
It's not going to work. Not from the point guard position. Now, I believe he should switch to the 4 and play the Draymond role. Facilitate from like the high post, you know what I'm saying, move around, get you an actual point guard and let him play that position. I can
see that.
If he don't get to switch to that position, I don't think he's going to be good anywhere.
Nah, he not. Because the thing is, all right, you know how, remember, let's just say about 2 years ago, right? How everybody was trying to compare Ben to LeBron.
Right.
But the thing is, when LeBron came into the league, we know he didn't have no jump shot, but he was working on it.
Yeah. Right.
Ben, you not working on it at all.
You don't even shoot the ball.
And the thing is, you lost confidence. I know one thing about young LeBron. If he can't shoot, he's gonna get to the rack on you, without a doubt.
Right.
He's never gonna lose confidence in his game.
And that's why I said from jump he could never be LeBron, because he was never gonna be able to score like Bron.
Ever.
Like he was never gonna give you. Bron ain't had under 25 since his rookie year, so it's like to think like that was just a lazy comparison, in my opinion, from jump.
Yeah.
From jump, because it's like, say what you want about Bron, he ain't the scorer that KD or Kobe is as far as just having to move, but to average 25 plus points for 17 years.
Hey, but you know, like in today's game, everybody get comparisons to like the greats. You know what I mean? Like, for example, when Brandon Ingram came out and they were saying he was the next KD, I was offended by that. Like I was, KD's my guy. Yeah. KD gave you dub his rookie year. The next year he gave you 25. The third year he gave you 30. Like, you know what I mean? You not gonna do that. Like,
yeah.
Simple as that. Like, you know what I mean? So,
and that's another thing that I be wanting to, like, when you do that, bro, that's hurting these young players.
Yeah.
Like, bro, when you look at Wiggins was the Canadian LeBron, and all of that. Like, bro, Wiggins had a pretty solid NBA career, bro.
Right.
Look at the numbers. He didn't average 20 about 4. I mean, other than probably last year with the Warriors and his rookie year, every year other than that, he didn't average at least 20 in the league. That's a solid career. But you compare him to LeBron, or even how they doing the young bull now, Imani Bates. He raw. Don't say he gonna be the next KD, because when he don't come in and give you 30 in 3 years, niggas gonna talking shit about it. You feel me?
Exactly.
Like, let him do him. Like, bro, it's tough.
Yeah, just like I just feel like you just gotta let these players rock out and just see how it go.
Right.
Like,
because everybody can't, bro. That's why these certain players are top 20, top 10 players, because they from day one was raw. Everybody not gonna be raw from day one. It's a different game. It's a different pace. Only the super greats is gonna just step on the scene and just turn it up from day one. It's not gonna happen. So the people that's already KD already top 20 all time. Stop anybody to him.
Yeah.
LeBron is second greatest ever. Stop comparing people to him. That's
You
not.
can't just, you know what I mean? Like,
It's,
yeah, exactly.
it's not what that is. No, they've been the top 2 players in the league for the last decade.
Like,
So, like, stop. It's just, no.
like, I feel you on everything though, for sure.
Man, I'm telling you, because Imani Bates, bro, I think he's special. I be watching this little game. He nice.
Yeah.
A lot of these players be looking nice, bro. And then you get to I watch a lot of high schools,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of college hoops. A lot of these players, you be thinking they this, and that. Look at BJ Boston. He was the top 8 prospect in the country. He just went like 53rd in the draft.
Hey, I was just talking to my boy, right? And you remember in the beginning of the year, Jalen Johnson was top 5.
Come on, bro.
He was top 5.
Yes.
But I swear to you, I watched the game against Duke versus Miami.
Yeah.
And he did not show up whatsoever. And I looked at it, I said, his stock is going to drop real bad. Mm-hmm. And then when he said, I'm done with Duke, I just knew it. Like, mm-hmm. I was telling him, like, I'd be surprised if he go top 10, top 15.
Yeah. And he a good player.
And he a good player.
But
it's just tough. Like, you know?
It's like people be coming out of nowhere. Like, if you look at like a Kuminga, like, he was a cool product, but before he went to the G League and had the little year he had and was showing what he could do, versatility, mm-hmm. he wasn't finna be no top 6, 7 pick.
Nah.
It's not in the card.
Nah.
So when you look at it, it'd be people come out of nowhere, people coming, and everybody can't stay at the top.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, to be comparing these people, it get funky. Then these people, and then like one of the players said, no, it was Gilbert Arenas. He said the other day, he said the thing that be hard for a lot of these players is they ain't never really had a bad thing written about them until they get to the league.
Right.
Like, for most, like a BJ Boston, he was living his best life with Zaire Williams. He was playing with Z Wade. He playing with Bronny. It's all love in Sierra Canyon. You feel me? Like,
right.
Kentucky, you the star on campus. You got all the girls. You doing your. Now it's like, now what it's going to be like in the league when they.
Oh, now you fighting. You fighting in the league right now.
So it's like, and they got something to say about you. A lot of them, it would be hard to adjust right off the bat. Because, like, it's tough, bro. Like, everybody ain't as mentally tough as these is only kids. These 19-year-olds, bro.
Right. Like for example, I'm going to tell you who game I don't think is going to translate in the NBA. Ooh. And that's Luka Garza.
Yeah.
And he was the man at Iowa. We all know it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I see like a TJ Hansbrough career for him.
Tyler Hansbrough?
Yeah, like Tyler Hansbrough, like he's not really athletic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see and you know, for bigs, like we said, AD, Embiid,
it's
Giannis.
It's nasty.
Like,
it's nasty.
Like they all big athletic dudes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I don't see a Jokic comparison either.
Mm-mm.
So it's like, what are you really gonna do to show the world, I should say, that your game is gonna translate in Detroit? And it's even worse that you're in Detroit. Like,
right.
So I don't, you know.
Best case scenario for him would be, if he could get to this would be a good career, would be a Kevin Love in Cleveland, not Minnesota.
In Cleveland. Yeah, that'd definitely be best case scenario.
He's not gonna get to what he was doing the 30s and the 30.
Nah, he's not gonna do no 30-30 game.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Minnesota team, but I'm saying K Love with the Cavs, spot up, shoot a little bit, outlet pass, get a few rebounds,
right?
Set your picks. Hey, play your little role. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
That's best case, and that's even being kind of.
That's so like, you know.
So then, if you saying that, so then the draft though, I gotta ask you about my guy, about Mike Cade. Then, if we talking, hey, look, I'm here to tell you, I'm a Cade Cunningham fan. I'm on board. I'm getting the jersey. I'm on stock in.
Right.
What you think?
My thing, I like Cade. I do. All right. How I look at it is for you to go to Oklahoma State and you could have went anywhere else in the country.
North Carolina. Mm-hmm.
If for you to be the number one pick out the draft, that just tells me your game is going to translate in the NBA.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. We know Oklahoma State ain't no basketball school. They was only on the top because of Cade. You know what I mean? Like they only get mentions because of Cade. Like I feel like for you to do that, I feel like your game is gonna translate for sure. 6'8" guard, could control the pace of the whole fucking game. I feel like he gonna win Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he gonna win Rookie of the Year for sure.
And then so then the next question would be, so listen, I say him and Luka in the last 10 years is probably the two best prospects that then came out. Now, where would you be at as far as that question? And then also too, Cade Cunningham or LaMelo Ball? Or it just specifically them two. But is there anybody else that you would think that you would say over Cade in the last that just pop off the top of your head?
In the last 10 years?
Because if you look at it, like players like KD, he been in there longer than 10, all of them I'm talking about. And when I mean most polished, I mean like Cade coming into the NBA right now, I don't really see no weaknesses like that. Like he can shoot the ball. He shot 40% from three. He facilitate. He gave you 20 a game last year. He won at a high clip, had them as a 4 seed, like you said, at a non-basketball school. He played a little defense. He really good in help defense.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't the best on ball, but who is really that?
Who plays on ball these days?
Right. So him being helpful, plus him being 6'8", he got a bunch of chase downs and all of that good stuff. I'm just saying, as far as the whole complete game, how many players can you say in the last 10 years came in with no weaknesses? And then Melo versus Cade.
I can't really name nobody in the last 10, honestly. You know what I mean? Like everybody that it came out in the last 10, but like besides Luka,
yeah,
I feel like all had some weakness in their game. Not to say that he don't have a weakness, like he's gonna polish up more and more as the years go by, but just as an overall prospect, no. And then when it comes to LaMelo versus Cade, and I like LaMelo, I do.
I do.
But
that's the reason why I'm at. This is a respectful question.
I like LaMelo, I do, but I kind of like bigger guards.
Yeah.
I just feel like Cade might give you a little more.
And I mean, but Melo about 6'8" too, though.
He's 6'8", but I'm saying as far as the weight.
Yeah, because Cade got the body too.
Cade got the body. Like, you know what I mean? Melo's still kind of skinny, scrawny, gotta put a little more weight on.
Right.
Like, I feel like Cade, he could already get to the cup on you.
Yeah.
And take the contact. You know what I mean? Like, LaMelo more flashy, flashy player. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like Cade gonna give you all that though.
I'm excited, bro.
I feel like Detroit basketball will be back in the next few years.
Let's talk about it. Jeremy Grant, they got Sadiq Bey. They got some cool little pieces. They didn't do too bad in the draft.
They didn't do too bad.
Hey, you hit when you get Cade. I don't care. And I tell you this, I'm here to say anything other than 20, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, anything less is a disappointment for him. Our team coming in just even. It's ugly.
I could see that, like that Tyreke Evans rookie year.
Yeah.
Like, I could see that.
And it's like, I really see a lot of, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just, like, he kind of played like a similar game to Luka. Like, I don't want to say he Luka because, like, we don't do that because Luka is Luka. Nobody really else can say they did that other than Bron as far as the numbers he put up.
Right.
It's just as far as controlling pace. Like I don't really you don't really see that from a lot of guards no more, where they really just control the whole game. And
Right.
every game at Oklahoma State, they was playing at Cade Cunningham pace.
Yeah.
He made them go. If he wanted to speed it up, or are we gonna speed? But oh no, it's going to let's slow it down. And he made when you can make a whole defense do that.
You got it. You got it. Like,
and that's what made like separate like a Bron, like bro, like that game where he went for 51 again. What was that? 2017 against the Warriors when they lost with the JR thing. Like bro, if you really go back and watch that game, the whole game was played at LeBron James' pace.
Yeah.
He had the greatest players in the world. He was puppeted in that game. Like it was something like that was probably one of the best games he ever had. Like, but it's not too many people that can do that. I feel like these two young bulls got like some of that.
Yeah, they do.
Right.
They do. Even I ain't really watched Jalen Green game, but I had to go look up like some highlights on him.
Mm-hmm.
I like him. I just feel like Houston probably wasn't the best spot for him.
Yeah.
Because I like the dude, Kevin Porter Jr. I like him.
Yeah.
He could score that ball. You know what I mean? Like, but, and you know how people were saying, like, oh, Jalen Green might be the number one pick, and yada yada this, yada.
Everybody was getting fired.
I'm just like,
everybody was losing their job.
I'm just like, man, like, you know, I like, okay, you remember that question on Twitter where they were saying, like, would you take a top 3 pick or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
Yeah.
To me, honestly, you know, we both in agreement. Cade was number 1, without a doubt.
Thanks.
But I would have took Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because I know how he played.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, I'm not too sold on Jalen Green. And that's maybe because I haven't watched this game on like that.
Okay.
But I know Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is on the uprise. It's just the fact that he's in OKC.
Right.
Like, but I know I watched a few of his games. I've been watching him since he was in college. Yeah. Like, he good.
For sure.
Like, okay, and then you got Evan Mobley. I like Evan Mobley. Like, he put USC on the map.
Yeah.
But I want to see his game because I like him as a player. I want to see his game translating to the NBA.
I think he's gonna be a Chris Bosh, but like a more like he better already on defense than Chris Bosh ever was. So it's like, but I feel like he could be that like 20 and 10.
Yeah, like that 2010, that 2029 guy. Like, you know what I mean?
About 2 blocks. He big, he long. I think he got like what 7-8 wingspan or something like that.
That's the thing. That's the thing that I do like.
He long.
So when I was watching the draft and he got drafted to Cleveland, they said his wingspan is already bigger than AD and Chris Bosh when they first came into the league.
Yeah.
So when I seen that, I said, okay, he's only probably like 19, maybe 20. Like, he could still have a little more growth into him.
Yeah.
And we gonna see how his game works.
If he could put on some weight, a lot of players have to do that. AD was skinny. Giannis was skinny. Like, now AD, big body almost. Like, you feel me? He getting there.
KD couldn't even lift fucking the weights when he came out.
Right.
So it's like, you know, everybody body different for sure, but I want to see his game translate because I watched a few USC games and I just liked how he was balling on the court for them.
Okay, and then also to touch on Jalen Green, I kind of like Jalen Green. I ain't gonna lie. I think if he would have been in last year's draft, I think he would have went 1. I think he would have went over Anthony Edwards. I think he got a chance to be a star, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He athletic as ever. He could jump out the gym, and he ain't afraid to chat. Like, he'll meet you at that rim. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The only thing, like you said, Houston might not have been a good fit because they already got Kevin Porter, and then they went and got Josh Christopher.
Which is his boy. I understand it.
But
they went to high school together. I understand it, but
AAU and all of that, that's cute. But
yeah,
also got Porter. So them is 3 players that all kind of do.
They all like similar to me.
So it's like that be the problem. Like, and that's why I feel like some teams be ass because they don't be building a team. They just be trying to get the best player. Let me get this person. Let me get that. Like Josh Christopher, and I've been saying he was getting slept on. But what are you gonna be coming off the bench? Like you gonna go Jalen Green and Porter, and then you're gonna try to do what can you really do? You know, they all at some point somebody got to go.
Right. Like, okay. Orlando.
What was they
Orlando?
doing?
Right. And I think what happened was Orlando had their eyes on Scotty Barnes,
and it just messed them all up.
So they just said we're just gonna take the best available, but still,
that's not the move.
That wasn't the move because you still got Markelle Fultz,
and you got Cole Anthony,
who Markelle Fultz was balling. Markelle Fultz was balling before he got hurt, and Cole Anthony was out there showing his ass off too. So I don't see this 3-guard system. I don't see how that's gonna work.
Hey, and that's cool because I was saying on Twitter to Cole Anthony and Suggs, I forgot they had Fultz and he got hurt. I ain't even gonna lie, I forgot all about Fultz. So that would really don't make no sense. And the thing is, they all little.
Yeah.
Jalen Suggs, they like, oh, he can play the 2. I mean, he's 6'2.5". Like
we seen this already though. We remember the days when it was Monte Ellis and Steph in the backcourt.
It's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch, but it's not gonna work.
No, I didn't think that was a good pick at all. And that's what I'm saying. You gotta be more about building your team out rather than just unless you just in a OKC who your best player is a combo guard, so you just need the best players that you could get. You don't have But if you already trying to get something going with some young talent, that's why teams be going in circles. Like when the Sixers were drafting, when they drafted like 3 bigs in a row, when they went Okafor.
Yeah.
And then what was the other big they went? Cauley, did they get Cauley? Who was it?
It wasn't Cauley Stein. It was Okafor.
Embiid.
Damn, who was that last big? I remember the big. He didn't last long though.
But they went like bigs 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
So you're not building a team. You just kind of putting pieces in to trade them out and to lose. Like it's not really nothing that you could put together.
Right.
Like, and that's why I feel like to touch on even like the Warriors. Like me personally, I gave the Warriors an A.
Yeah.
Because what they did, like people was not really liking the Kuminga. That's what I was saying the whole way through was Kuminga.
Yeah.
Kuminga, I mean. And then you follow it up with get Moses Moody. Like for him to slide to 14, you still got to score, and you got a defensive wing that's going to be able to play whatever role you need him. Like you feeling needs.
Yeah.
You're not feeling needs, bro. I can't say you had a great draft.
And that was the whole thing. Like you said, the Warriors, I gave them an A, just off the strength of they was talking about getting Moody at 7.
Exactly. So to get him at 14, come on,
you
bro.
won.
Come on. And you got this wild card that's like Kuminga. Okay, he might have a low floor, but he got a high ceiling, bro.
Yeah, he do.
When you a team like the Warriors, where it's like, obviously the best case would have been for them to trade the picks.
Right.
We all know that.
Right.
If you could have got another star, great. But when that didn't become realistic, this was about as good as it was gonna get.
Yeah, for real though, it was. Like, and I honestly like I've heard of Kuminga, but I didn't watch a game of him, like at all. Like I watched Moses in college. I know what he could do.
Yeah,
but Kuminga, I didn't watch a game of his at all. Like no G League game, nothing.
So I watched it and it was, bro, the way he started off with the G League. People were saying that he was looking better than Jalen Green, like the first way through. That's how he even got up on the map like that. But like for them to say he can't score, he still averaged 15 and a half points. He was still playing defense. Now the thing that they say is he might not go as hard every single play, but he got the motor to.
Right.
On a team with a Draymond Green that's in your ear, Steph Curry and them that's buying in and doing, and they didn't won. This is a perfect fit for him.
Mm-hmm.
They finna teach him how to be a winner and how to go hard every play. So why would you not want somebody that's just need a little push away from really being one of the most special players in this draft?
Yeah.
Like
and we all know that lazy shit. Draymond, he's fell off. But we know when it comes to the defensive end, he's gonna give it his all.
Right.
That lazy shit, that's not gonna fly with Draymond.
Exactly.
Like, so, we all know that.
Either you're gonna buy in or you're gonna get on.
Or you gonna get on. One or the other.
And I'm betting on him getting in and doing his thing.
I feel like he's gonna be. I had to pull up the highlight tape. What I see from him is he got a high motor. He's an athlete. Like, he could jump. You know what I mean? And it's just gonna take some time for him, but right. I see him being a good player.
So as far as what the Warriors did, and as a realistic Warriors fan, what do you see for next year for them? Like, what do you see like?
As far as like after the free agency?
Like,
or just as the team is constructively built it right now?
As they built right now. Because I mean, on the free agent market, I mean they might get Iggy back. But like
we don't have options like that, but I feel like, you know, you bring some vets back in, because you got to remember I used to tell people all the time, like when we don't have Klay right now. So when Steph leaves the court, we're going to see how we really play.
Yeah.
And it wasn't good at all, especially when that bench came in. So I feel like if you bring a couple vets in that could play off the bench, we'll be all right. But realistically, in the West, I mean, if Klay could stay healthy, that's the key for me.
Mm-hmm.
If he could stay healthy and come back and be Klay, like, I'm not expecting Klay of old, you know what I mean? But if he could come in, give us about 20, 19 even maybe, I can see it's like 6 seed, maybe 5th, 6th seed.
Okay, so as currently constructed, you don't think that y'all, but so from a 5th or 6th seed, so y'all don't think you competing for a championship right now? Or?
No, I don't. It's too much talent out there.
Okay.
It's way too much talent out there. Like, for example, if the Lakers add shooting to their team, I don't see the Warriors stopping them.
Right.
If Kawhi goes back to the Clippers or goes to Dallas, I don't see the Warriors stopping them. Right. Phoenix just went to the finals. They need more pieces. You know what I mean? But
Denver, if Jamal come back.
If Jamal Murray comes back healthy with extending Michael Porter, man, I don't see the Warriors stopping that. I don't. It's all up to Klay, really. We know what Steph gonna do. We know what we really don't know what Klay gonna do. He's been out for 2 years. We know what the fuck Draymond gonna do on the offensive end. He gonna give us about 8 points a game, 6 points a game. See, I mean, I wish I could say Wiggins could take another step up, but this is the Wiggins we gonna get. Like, you know what I mean?
Wiggins to me, bro, and he had a great year last year.
Yeah.
He had a great year for what y'all needed him to do on both ends. But Wiggins is what Wiggins is, man.
Like, this is it right here.
There ain't gonna be no Randall jump. This he's here. And he's,
you know what I mean?
Player. 20 point, 18 points, do his thing, play defense.
And then at the end of the day, Wiseman did not have a good rookie year. So, like, I'm hoping he takes some time and really work on his game for next season. But
I feel like that's a lot on Kerr, though, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for
me
to depend on that, when it's real, like, you got to guard Jokic, you got to guard AD. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to take a real big jump for us to really get back into real contention land. Like, you know what I mean? But I do see a playoff team out of the Warriors.
Okay, I could go along with that. If Clay can come back and get the thing is they're gonna have to ease him back a little bit. It really depends on like how the Moody and them like how they scoring early because Clay like he gonna be on the minute count. 2 injuries.
Yeah, he is. We already know.
At least maybe half week. Like if just being realistic, maybe he could come back quicker, but at least halfway through the season he gonna be on some type of minute restriction or not even minute restrictions, but you're not gonna expect 35 to 38 minutes in his normal 22 to 24 points. Like you can't realistically expect that early on.
Exactly.
Close to the playoff time, he might could be there, but you gotta hang on until you could get there for him to get, you know. So yeah, I could see anywhere from 6 to
about 6 to 8.
6 to 8, possibly that
ninth spot, that play-in spot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got like it's just too much talent, and it's teams ascending. You know what I mean?
And then you got to just count for 2. It's gonna be like Curry a shooter, so it's like some days he's just not gonna be on. He gonna be a 2 for 13, a 3 for 4, and they lose every one of those games. Like they need to find a way next year. That's why they missed the offs this year. Every time Curry was off a little bit, they lost. Maybe like I remember like one game, it was like, oh my God, they won and Steph didn't do great. But they got to find a way to weather the storm a little bit. They can at least get 4 of them games where, let's say if Curry had 7, 8 bad games next year, they can't go 0 for 8. That's how close it is. That'd be playoffs. Like it's just that it's that serious.
Like I see Memphis taking a jump. Like, you know what I mean? Young players. Ja gonna keep growing.
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson was hurt for like half the year.
People be sleep on that.
You know what I mean? I feel like he's a great player.
Yeah.
They got in the playoffs damn near without him. So if he could take an extra jump, they're gonna be good.
You got the Pels. You still BI and Zion at some point.
At some point, you know, I mean, I don't expect Lonzo to come back.
That's great.
But I feel like that's better for them.
Right.
But if they can add vets to that team with them young players, they're gonna be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
CP. If they could have got CP, if they could have found a way to steal it from Phoenix, but I think he locked in. But that was a report I seen today that they was trying to steal him.
You know what I mean? You know, we got free agency tomorrow, 3:00. But like you said, the Pels, you know what I mean? Like, you know, of course we still got the Lucas of the world.
He in there, bro. He just gonna lock his way. And Dame, if he in Portland, he's gonna find a way to get into the offs.
Dame gonna get in one way or another. He might average 40.
Yeah.
The way they be playing.
No, for real.
Like, you know what I mean? So and another thing with that, like I feel like Dame should leave because I kind of get the Warriors vibe with the 2 little guards on the court. You know what I mean? Like Dame about 6'3", 6'4". You got fucking CJ McCollum that's about 6'3". Yeah. Like I just don't see little guard tandems working in the league. Like not right I feel like with Cleveland, one of them gonna have to go. It's either gonna be Sexton or Garland that's gone. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna have to be a bigger guard coming in, playing defense, giving you points. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. So I don't know. We gonna see though.
So then, before we wrap it up, then since you said the Warriors are French playoff team, if right now as the teams look, obviously we gonna come back on and talk some more after we get some more intel what the teams exactly look like.
Right.
But like, let's say, based on what we know right now, all right, Russ with the Lakers, you know what the Nets got going right now. They're not bringing back Dinwiddie more than likely. Let's say Kawhi come back by All-Star break. What's your early finals prediction?
Early finals prediction. Well, I gotta go with Brooklyn. Key for them is to stay healthy. And to backtrack a little bit, since we both say Dinwiddie's not coming back, I feel like them picking up Cameron Thomas out of LSU, that's going to be a real steal if he could buy in to what they doing.
Hey, and then another steal from them draft, my boy Day'Ron Short from USC.
Day'Ron Short, that's another one.
He gonna be playing big minutes. All he do is grab offensive rebound. If you watched the North Carolina game last year, he was on them boards vicious. He was just straight stealing minutes. We couldn't take him off the court because he was in every rebound he doing. His offensive game ain't but when you got them 3 stars, you don't need to do nothing. Get it off the glass.
That's all you got to do.
You gonna mess around and be starting come by playoff time for real.
For real.
Like
for real though.
They need that. But my bad, continue. I just had to throw him in there.
No, I feel you on that though. But with the Nets, I like the Nets. Key to them to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And in the West, man, the West is kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Like presently constructed, because the thing is, we don't know where Kawhi is going.
Yeah.
So
and that's a big pivotal swing right there.
Yeah, like that throws a loop into everything. Like, okay, you got Bron, AD, and Russ, right? With no jump shooting. So the spacing is gonna be like so.
Yeah.
But I feel like they could make it work. You know what I mean?
But let's just say, like, just being realistic. Like, I know they ain't got nothing now. They gonna get some shooters. Somebody
they gonna get that's it's Bron, AD, and Russ. It's people gonna be like, I'm going to go play with them.
Yeah, somebody's going there.
So right now, I would probably have to go with the Clips. Like just
back, that's what we doing.
Yeah, like if Kawhi come back, I gotta ride with the Clips.
Okay.
And I'm a Dubs fan, so that hurts to say, but I just know I've seen Ty Lue coach. Ty Lue, one of the best coaches in the game to me, if not the best. I like his adjustments. I like how he just do everything just as a coach. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't really speak upon the Dubs because the thing is with Kerr get big-headed sometimes. Like Steve Kerr just be like, you know, I like we said, we know Clay gonna be on a minutes restriction. So that tells me either a vet or Moody is really gonna have to show up for at least half the year.
Right.
And it's just too many questions in the West. Denver, Denver can compete if they can add something, and hopefully Murray come back 100% healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They need a 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, they do. They do.
And they need somebody like a Jay Crowder, because like they need toughness too.
Yeah, they need toughness. They like that's another team that can add some real vets. Like I know they got the Millsaps of the world and things of that nature, but they need a real grind it out, get in your face type of guy. Like, yeah, it's a lot of questions in the West, but you never know though, because we seen Atlanta this year get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I wasn't expecting that at all.
No.
So
no,
you know, we never know.
But the thing is, so the last question would be, you say the Nets out the East. This is a trade I've been talking about, but now they done let Ben Simmons trade stock go to crap, so this is not gonna happen no more. But beginning of the year, I was saying they needed to try to be getting Dame in Philly. I was saying Ben, they could have got Tybal, one of the shooters, Seth, or 30, and then like 3 picks or something. If something like that was to happen, let's just say Dame find a way to get to Philly with Embiid, with Tobias. Is that enough to overtake the Nets, or it don't matter what go on, the Nets is to the finals?
I mean, they'll give them some competition for sure. They'll give them some competition because the thing is with the Nets, they one weakness is they ain't got no big.
Yeah.
So if you let a dominant person like Embiid just destroy the game, y'all might lose. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just for them. Like, if they stay healthy though, I don't see nobody beating them.
Okay.
Like, that's my whole thing. Like, and to your point, in the beginning of the year, I wanted Philadelphia to try to get Harden to go with Embiid. Get rid of Ben and go for Harden.
Yes. That
would have worked. That would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
But
work too.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, once I seen that, once I was like, they not really about to go for it, and they believe in Ben, I just don't see them going too far.
Okay. Yeah. If they could have got Harden is a tough subject too, because I'm a Heat fan. All we had to do was give up the white boy, Tyler Hero, serve him up on a platter, give it to Miami. They didn't want to do it. To me, bro, I love Pat Riley, whatever, cool. That's a fireable offense, bro.
It's definitely a fireable offense.
You let a top 10 player in his prime go to one of your rivals in the same conference as you because you didn't want to give up Tyler Hero.
And he would have bought in too.
If Tyler Hero if he ended up in his career being half of the player Harden is, that would be more than a success for him.
Yeah.
Why would you not give up him for? That's all it took. Off the bubble, Tyler Hero was the hottest thing on the market.
He was gone. For me, if I was Miami, you got to go. For Harden, I just know what this team gonna look like at that point.
We would have been able to keep Duncan Robinson. They didn't even want Duncan.
I know what this team would have looked like at this point. Harden and Jimmy, just
with
them
Bam,
two alone.
Duncan,
and then you got Bam on an uprise season. Come on, man.
That's enough to go beat KD and Kyrie, or
it is.
Or compete.
That's enough right there.
Oh, bro, God. Like the thing is, bro, Pat Riley so old school is like rest on your laurels. Like, we got to last year, we can get back to. No, this is not how this works. You got to continue to get better.
Yeah.
And man, that'd be blowing me. I feel like that's enough to. It's time to almost get him up out of there.
Yeah.
Pat, these too old school, bro. This is a new day.
Or you might need to just step down as a GM and just, control everything else.
And keep keeping them getting them checks. But as far as that go,
but you got to let somebody else run the show. So somebody else would have pulled the trigger for Harden.
Right. So wait, and you said you got Clippers and Nets. Is that the Nets winning?
That'll be my early prediction for the NBA Finals right now.
Is that the Nets winning it all? Or
if healthy,
both healthy. We
both healthy.
We living in we playing 2K where everybody healthy right now is good.
You have to give me the Nets in 6.
Nets in 6.
The Nets in 6, and the reason I say that is because, okay, we know what KD gonna do. We know what Kawhi gonna do, right? But from that point on, we got PG, which is he might give you 40 one game, he might give you 20 on 25 shots the next game.
Thanks.
So, and then you bring it to the other end, we got Harden. Harden's gonna try to just get his assist first. That's what I noticed about him when he went to Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
He want to give you about 10 assists before he even attempts to be aggressive.
Right.
And then Kyrie just gonna try to shoot you out the game. So I feel like it'd be a little bit too much scoring for the Clippers.
Yeah.
But it'll be a good series though, for sure.
So okay. Nets in 6. I like that. Like I say, hey, man, I figure if they healthy, I don't really see nobody else stopping them. I feel like they got what they needed. They got more bench scoring.
Mm-hmm.
They got a big man. I feel like they shouldn't have got rid of oh no, they had to get rid of Jonathan Allen for Harden, right? So never mind. They had to go. But DeAndre Jordan, he over the hill. I feel like my guy gonna come in. He was a good piece. Yeah, if I had to go right now too, I'd probably say the Nets as well. I ain't gonna.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough to go against them. But if Dame get to Philly,
I see a little competition.
I look at Dame as somebody that he just need to get in this position to really compete.
Right.
He gonna put on a show if he ever get the chance to really compete.
My thing is, I seen him. We all seen him get to the Western Conference Finals,
Right.
and he was basically by himself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you get him with some more talent, he's gonna do something special.
And then I feel like Embiid, like he can see somebody like Dame, the work Dame put in, like you gonna have to match that.
Yeah.
We gonna need you to feel me. Like, let's do this.
And that pick and roll would be so nasty with between them two.
Unguardable.
That's unguardable. That's unguardable.
Unguardable, bro.
So I see it. I see it. Hopefully, Dame can get out of Portland. Hopefully.
But he got so many years left on his contract, but we'll see though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Shoot, we gonna get back on. We gonna talk some more though. I'm gonna have you back on in a little. We gonna get back after we get through the free agency. Once we get closer, and we gonna even have you back on and talk some football too.
Right? You already know. Let's do it.
I appreciate you for coming on, my brother. Been my guy since middle school, big homie. You feel me?
You know it.
We used to get in all type of trouble together. You feel me? Cool. Well, you know we was doing whatever, but hey, appreciate you for coming on, brother.
You already know, bro. Much love.